I really enjoyed a short, but for me, very enjoyable paper that you published, Smart Cities Designed by Smart People. As I just mentioned, I'm going to read you 2 quotes from it. If you're anything like me, I always forget what I write. So if you look surprised, you're forgiven. And just pick up on just one of these, okay? Or both if you want to. Okay, so the first quote is, with the paradigm of growth still dominant and likely to remain so for the foreseeable future, a new interpretation of cities is required that responds in more sophisticated ways to real humans with an infinite number of apparently growing and expanded needs. That's one quote. The other quote from the same paper: cities have the opportunity to become paradoxically more welcoming of humans as the criteria of human experience extends beyond the functionality of design of public services and utilities to include elements such as aesthetics. So the first question is, what could expanding needs of a citizen in a city look like, and what role can leadership play in fostering those needs? The second is, what other elements should be taken into consideration in the design of a city, and what role could leadership play in that? Either of those two.
Perhaps those 2 issues could be connected in the title of the paper, Smart Cities Designed Not For, but By Smart Citizens. This is an interesting evolution in the thinking around design of almost anything. You can almost think about a migration of design from perhaps starting with an absence of design. It's not really designed. And many cities, to be frank, evolved like that. It's not really a design. It's a patchwork. It's a bricolage. And to some degree, that will never end. But there's an opportunity here for design. But another level up is to say, well, there's design now, but it's design almost against the citizen. There's an oppositional design. It's designed for the very few, those with the utmost in power and control. And actually, the entire design doesn't serve the citizen at all. It's designed to spite the citizen. To be a little bit more empathetic, one might design for the citizen. At least this helps us to think about what is it that the citizen wants. The risk even of this is that it is equally patriarchal, as if city fathers and designers somehow have within themselves the full knowledge of needs of citizens. Design for. A much better idea, I think, is design with the citizens, where citizens become co-designers of the cities of the future. And if they're willing to share a little bit of their privacy and data, there's an enormously rich opportunity here to use that data to co-design cities. We will learn about how citizens actually move, where they spend their working hours, their leisure hours, and their recreational hours, and so on. The ultimate level up for me really is the idea of design by the citizen. In a paradigm like this, which is what I titled the paper, Smart Cities Designed by Citizens, there is no wise city father who thinks that they've somehow cracked the wisdom required to meet the expanding needs of citizens. Cities are never designed except by citizens themselves, and that those who govern the city are essentially facilitators of that design process. And the one I quote in the second quotation you use is the need for aesthetics. Again, in the first industrial revolution, cities were really viewed as functional machines, places that provide, as I say there in your quotation, functional utilities. Now, in many cities, even that is not operational. It doesn't take an enormous amount of intellectual energy to imagine that as we discover more and more what it means to be human, paradoxically in the era of complexity and technology, elements like empathy, belonging, community, safety, trust, inherently human traits like aesthetics, something I'm really interested in, I think has to become an increasing part of how we think about city design. The sort of antithesis of this is Soviet-style mass blocks, as if humans are little insects that just need shelter for the night, after which they can go back and serve the government of the day. That's not a living systems paradigm. Designed by the citizens, say again that we celebrate, we value, we have deep empathy with the kind of wisdom we have in the city, and that wisdom can help us design this place.